Hi, I'm Trish. I want to make a video today about setting goals. A lot of people, when they're, especially people who are looking down the barrel of weight loss surgery, are having weight loss surgery because they need to lose like really big numbers. And I'm talking, like 30, 40, 50, 60, even more than that. So when you're going into that and like just say you're 150 kilos and you need to lose 70 kilos to get down to a healthy weight, it's so overwhelming. You just think, my God, that is just such a huge number and it's going to take me such a long time to do it and I don't know where to start. I can't do this. It's just too much. My story, my highest weight was 170 kilos. I did lose a little bit of weight before I had the weight loss surgery, so I think by the time I went in for surgery I was about 140 kilos. So I had lost a bit, like with just boyfriend breakups and the Optifast and all the rest of it. And my original weight loss goal I think was about 70 kilos, which was pretty unrealistic. So like I went into it knowing that I needed to lose 70 kilos, and it's just such a huge number. You don't believe that you can actually do it. So what I suggest people do, and I did this and it was really useful, is sure, have that big goal, be ready to move the goalposts like I did. As I was losing weight I was thinking 70 kilos, that's a little bit silly, and I picked that weight because that's the weight I was when I was, like a kid, like I was 20, 21, 22, and that's what weight I was, and I looked great. I'm almost 48 years old. That's not a realistic goal for me now. So, be prepared to change the goalposts. I did. I changed mine to 85, and then I changed it up to about 90, like low 90s, because that's where I've discovered I'm happy. So I also made some smaller weight loss goals, because if you're kicking goals, this sounds like a footy analogy thing, but it works. If you are consistently kicking goals, you'll feel like you're getting somewhere. You'll feel like you're really making progress. I made like actual scale goals, weight goals. I made BMI goals, because there's all the different categories for BMI, and I also made non-scale victory goals, NSVs. So, and I wrote them all down. I've got my, one of my many charts, and I just wrote it. This is an old chart from a few years ago when I first started, and it's got all my weights and dates, and that's all my goals that I wrote down. And as I achieved them, I ticked them off. So I'll just go through to give you some ideas of what goals you could set. And obviously, you'll be a different starting weight to me. You'll have a different goal weight. You'll have different goals, but this can give you some ideas. So I will start off with the scale goals I had. First of all, I wanted to get down to, because I started charting this before I even got lap banded. I think I was looks like I was about 149.9 or something when I started. Let's call it 150. So my first scale goal to get down to was 145 kilos, which was my lowest weight that I'd been in recent years. Then my next goal was 135 kilos, which was how much I weighed when I was 9.5 months pregnant with my second child. She went overdue a little bit. Then my next goal was 125 kilos, which was the weight I was, on here it says 10 years ago, but this chart now is 4 years old, 3.5, 4 years old. So then the next weight I wanted to get down to was 112 kilos, because that was the weight that I was, now that would be about 19 or 20 years ago, and that was on the last time that I actually, that was my starting weight when I'd really tried to lose weight after... Was it after? I think that's the weight I was after I had my son. I can't remember now. Then the next weight I wanted to get down to was 101 kilos, which was the lowest weight I've been since having kids. And my kids now, they're 20 and 22, so it was a long time ago. Then I wanted to get down to 99 kilos, or as it turned out, 99.9 kilos. I wanted to get down into the double digits. That's a really common goal. Everyone wants to get down into double digits, and it is such an exciting goal to get down to. Then I wanted to get down to 85 kilos, which was the weight I was just prior to getting pregnant with my first child. Then I wanted to get down to 75 kilos because I thought I'd be happy at that weight. As it turns out, I'm happy in the low 90s, so I changed that. And actually, my dream goal weight was 68 kilos. I now know if I got down to that weight, I would just look ridiculous. I look ridiculous at 85 kilos for me, because I like to have a bit of meat on me. Some other scale goals that a lot of people also have is like each 10 kilos. So like if you're starting at 150, you want to get down into the 140s, and then the 130s, 120s, the 1-teens, and then, you know, keep going back further. It was a really big deal for me when I got into the 80s. Then I had BMI goals. My starting BMI at my highest weight was 58 point something. So when I started keeping these records, I wanted to get my BMI... Actually, I'll break down what the BMI scales are, because they range. You know, you've got your normal BMI that goes from 20 to 24, then overweight BMI that goes from 25 to 29, obese goes from 30 to 34, severely obese goes from 35 to 39, morbidly obese goes from 40 to 49, and then super morbidly obese goes anything over 50. I was what I would call super morbidly, don't know how I'm still alive, obese. And I ticked all those off as I achieved those, and I actually wrote down what weight I had to be for my height to achieve those BMI goals. So the first one was just to get under a BMI of 50, which meant I had to get under 145 kilos. Then the next one, I wanted to get under a BMI of 40, which meant I had to be less than 116 kilos. Then get under a BMI of 30, which meant I was no longer obese. That was a really big deal. For that, I had to get under a BMI of 86.5. I'm over that now. I'm fine. I'm staying in the low 90s means that I am actually obese, but it's only a tiny little bit obese, and I feel fine. I'm healthy. I'm not super morbidly, don't know how I'm still alive, obese at a BMI of 58 point something. And then also, I went over that one. So then I also had some non-scale victory goals. The one right at the top of the list was to be able to buy a new bra from a normal shop. That was because I used to always have to go to like Lisa's Lacey's, you know, like a plus size store to get my plus size bras. As it turns out, the first new bra that I bought from a normal shop wasn't entirely a normal shop. It was at City Chic, but I didn't have to go to like a specialty bra store. I can now buy bras in Bras and Things because they do larger sizes. I'm I think a 14G, or I've got and my City Chic bras are 16H, but I can buy them in normal stores. Still not a great range of styles, but I can. Then I wanted to be able to buy non-plus sized clothes, which I can. I can go into any store now, except for, you know, like those really teeny tiny stores. Any store now, you know, like Valley Girl, Alley, Cotton On, you know, Kmart, Big W, all those sort of stores, Crossroads, any normal, regular person store, and I can find something to fit me. I don't care if I've got to buy an XL or a size 18, I can buy clothes in the normal stores. I wanted to be able to jog. I wrote down here first, I wanted to be able to run on the treadmill. That's never going to happen. I've realised that no matter how much I want to run, I can't, but I can knock out 1 or 2 minutes of jogging at about 9 or 10 kilometres an hour on the treadmill. So that's a goalpost that I had to change, but I achieved that. I wanted to get my blood sugars back down to 4.5. They had crept up to 5.4, which is like the borderline between, you know, like getting diabetes or not. And I have achieved that. My blood sugars went back down to 4.5 and kept going. The last time I had them checked, they were 3.7. 3.7, I think, or 2.7. A little bit on the low side now, but as long as I'm not having symptoms, and I'm not, that's fine. I wanted to get my cholesterol back down to 4.2, because I think it had gone up to about 4.8 or 4.9, which is still fine. but I've got a very big history of heart disease in my family, so I want to keep it as low as possible. I actually got it down to about 3.9, I think, and now it's crept back up to about 4.2 or 4.4 or something, but I'm fine with that. I like to eat butter, so that's a compromise I'll make. I wanted to get my blood pressure down to 120/80 on a regular basis. It is now. It goes between about 120/80 up to about 130/90, so it's still fine. I wanted to stop taking a reflux medication that I was on. That happened pretty quick. That was fantastic when I was able to do that. I wanted to be able to fit into anyone's car, and more specifically be able to fit into the back seat and be able to wear a seatbelt. The main force for that goal was that I wasn't able to fit into my brother-in-law's car. I couldn't go in his car because I couldn't get the seatbelt on, even in the front seat, and that's really embarrassing. But now I can fit in any car. I've had to move my seat forward. I've got plenty of seatbelt left over. I can sit in the back seat of anyone's car. Everything's fine there. I wanted to be able to wear, this is a two-part. I wrote down that I wanted to wear a little black dress. Part one of that is to be able to wear any little black dress, and I don't think I've even got one. But I can. If I want to, I can wear a little black dress. I wear a lot of little black skirts and that sort of thing. But I've got, and I might do a photo of this, maybe, if I can get it done up again. I've got a dress, a little black dress that I wore like when I was very young, like in my early 20s, and it's a size 12 from Maya, and it was just you know, that little black dress. And my goal was to wear that, but to be able to wear that comfortably, I would have to be about 75 kilos. When I'm about 85 kilos, I can get into it, but it doesn't look good because it's just really, really too tight. I wouldn't be able to wear it, I'd be too uncomfortable. So I've kind of crossed that one off the list because it's very unlikely that I'll ever get down to that weight. And I'm fine with that, but I'll never throw it out. I wanted to be able to wear jeans. I wear jeans all the time now. I wanted to be able to wear pantyhose. I'm not sure why, because they're really, really uncomfortable no matter what weight you are. But I do wear them now on occasion because they just look so sexy. And I wanted to be able to wear knee-high or above the knee socks. I do that now. It's just nice and warm and snuggly and everything to be able to wear really long socks, you know, when you wear jeans and stuff. I can wear them above my knee, but they roll down a bit because I'm still kind of chubby around just above my knee, but, you know, I'm fine with that. I wanted to be able to wear high boots. I was never able to find any that fit around my calf. In all fairness, the high boots I do have are from Autograph, so they're very generous, but you know, I don't care. I got into some high boots, and I have tried boots on, high boots, in other regular stores. Not all of them fit me, but enough of them do, so I'm happy with that. I wanted to wear sexy undies for a little while until I started wearing them, and they all go up your butt and they're not that comfortable, so I can wear sexy undies, but I choose not to most of the time. So there's some of my my goals that I had, so hopefully that'll give you some ideas. And I had like a lot of goals, so I felt like I was ticking them off all the time. Some of them I had to say, well, that was unrealistic, and some of them I had to change. But if you write down as many goals as you can think of, so that, you know, like at least once a month you're kicking a goal, it'll make your journey more fun. It'll make it easier, I think, because you'll feel like you're winning all the time. So down in the comments, put down what some of your goals are, just so that, because I'd like to read them, and other people who watch this video, or I'll post it on my Fetish as well, put a comment down there so that people can see it, what some of your goals are that are different to mine, so that other people can get ideas as well. And different things will be different, you know, like different things will be important to different people. So whatever works for you. That's it for now, and I'll catch you next time.